Hi, this is Mandy for the Academy of Astrology. Today I'm going to talk to you about the moon. But before I do that, a quick plug for some mini lectures that are coming up. Starting on the 31st of May, Rod Chang is going to be talking about his top 10 tips for reading your chart or anyone else's. Then in June, I'm going to be talking about what you can and more importantly what you can't see in a horoscope, to put it into context. Then Marcos Patchett is going to look at your life purpose and how that relates to your astrological chart. And finally, Sue in August is going to be talking about the nodes. The link is below. Have a look at the link below this video for our website. You can find a lot more details there to hopefully book these mini lectures. Really good value and a really good introduction to some of the stuff we're going to be teaching on our foundation course. But now, the moon. The sun and the moon in astrology are often referred to as planets. This can be confusing because we know they're not planets. They're actually correctly, they're called luminaries or lights. For obvious reasons, the sun is a source of the light for our solar system. The moon is also a source of light, but it's reflected light from the sun. It doesn't have its own light. Now, the moon's prominence in the night sky made it the subject of myths across all cultures. I'm going to share a few of these now and hopefully illuminate you in some of the astrological meanings of the moon as well as we go along. So there's a Maya myth that says originally the sun was a brave hunter and the moon was a young woman. They fell in love, but her grandfather disapproved, hunted her down, killed her and split her body into 13 pieces. Her heartbroken lover, the sun, sought her for 13 days before he found her remains. And on that 13th day, the 13th set of remains sprang back to life. Now these 13 days refer approximately to the progressive disappearance of the moon during her waning period, just before it comes to the new moon, of course. It also highlights this story the symbolic power of the moon to give and nurture life, to become fertile, and fertility is a really strong symbolic symbol for the moon. And also it really does talk about the moon really does affect fertility, as we shall see. Now the moon has a roughly 29.5 day cycle, which is equivalent roughly to the female menstrual cycle. And the connection between these two cycles has actually been proven. Research has shown that women who have a 29.5 day menstrual cycle are proven to be more fertile than women that have a shorter cycle or a longer cycle. Not only that, but women on a 29.5 day menstrual cycle tend to start their menstrual periods on the full moon. So there is a connection astrologically with fertility in the moon and motherhood and nurturing, but also it seems scientifically as well, which is fascinating. Now, moon mythology is also associated with the triple goddess, which is a key thing for neo-paganism. So these are three goddesses who together symbolise a circle of birth, life and death, as well as standing as a symbol for the moon phases. The maiden, the virgin, is born when the moon starts to wax to grow following the new moon. She symbolises birth, growth, promise, youth and enthusiasm. As the moon waxes, she becomes fertile, is literally full at the full moon. She becomes the mother and is a symbol for fertility, rightness, fulfilment and stability. And then, as the moon wanes, the goddess declines and becomes the crone, the old lady. She's the dark of the moon, she's the new moon, she's wisdom, retreat, and ultimately death and descent to the underworld. Now the idea of the triple goddess relates back actually to Greek mythology and other myths as well. But in Greek mythology you have Artemis, the virgin goddess of the hunt, the waxing moon, Selene, the mother figure, the full moon, and Hecate, the queen of the underworld, the dark of the moon. Now the moon, astrological and astronomical, is said to affect the ebb and flow and wane of our moods. The new moon is a quiet time for hiding, retreating, staying in. It's also for doing things we wish to remain secret, unseen. The full moon is for going out, being active, busy. It's at its full light, so it's a time for being seen. So don't do anything you don't want others to see. will be aware of at the full moon. The full moon is also regarded as time for going a little bit crazy. Emergency services report higher incidences of crime and accidents around the full moon. Some police forces even put more officers on duty at the full moon. And the word lunatic, referring to a person who is acting crazy, comes from the Latin luna, meaning moon. The full moon is also associated with the tides, with the fullest tides at the full moon, and with the water element in astrology associated with emotions. Our bodies are made up mostly water, of course we know this. When the tide is high and the moon is full, our emotions tend to be at their fullest. Now, I hope you enjoyed these facts and myths about the moon. They're all worth bearing in mind when you watch the further videos about the astrological moon. Now, we talked about the mini lectures, link below, also our foundation course, our website. Do connect with us also on Facebook. Thank you very much for listening.